What is up, guys? Welcome to a new video. So this video is a quick one just because this was released and I read it and I honestly cannot believe it's going to be true, but maybe you guys think it'll be kind of cool for the game. Honestly, I think it's going to be kind of stupid for the game, but this is what Riot has decided to do after the tank meta, and in a sense I'm not even surprised anymore. But basically, one of the new keystones in Season 8 is going to be this thing which lets you change your summon spell in game. So basically during the game you could have flash to start with and you can change it for ignite if you wanted to. So for example, like if you're a top lane, right, she could start the lane phase, or Riven for example could start the lane phase with a flash and ignite, and then she can change that ignite late game for a teleport so that she can literally get ahead in the lane phase with her ignite, like fight the opponent and stuff, and then literally change to a TP so that she can split push after she gets this massive advantage in the lane phase. Or like anybody could do this. It's absolutely ridiculous. So if we read it, you start with one summon spell shard basically, and you gain another shard every time you use a summon spell. So every time you heal, every time you flash, ignite, TP, whatever, you're going to get one of these shards, and you can swap 3 of them for a new summon spell in the shop. You can actually see a little work in progress shot down here of how it actually works. So for example, he has 3 shards, he goes into the shop and he's able to literally change either one of his summoner spells to a different thing for 3 of the shards. You also gain 15% summoner spell cooldown reduction on this keystone as well, so you can use your heal and flash even more. It seems like the weirdest thing ever, pretty much. Like, for example, as a jungler, you could take your ignite and a smite to start with, and then you can change that ignite out after for like the early pressure into a flash late game where you might want it to like chase people down. Or for example, you could start the game with ghost, or you could start the game with flash and like swap them around. It doesn't really make that much sense, honestly. And actually, if we look in here, you can swap to having smite. Like, you don't have to start the game with smite anymore as a jungler, like, or any other lane actually could just take smite if they wanted to halfway through the game. For example, right, like what I imagine is to be pretty stupid is if 5 people had this keystone, every one of them got 3 shards, and then they all swapped one of their summoner spells for smite and went to rush Baron. They could smite Baron at like 5,000 health, and they would actually just like insta-give it, like take out completely all 5 of them doing smite damage at the same time. You're gonna like guarantee a Baron. How ridiculous is that? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would anybody do that? Maybe this has some cool stuff that you can actually do, and I don't know, maybe it's kind of funny. Honestly, I see a lot of people cheesing with ignite and exhaust in the lane phase, or ignite and heal, for example, like just trying to get loads of kills. Imagine a Draven without flash. Like, obviously he needs a target, but he'll get so many kills with like a ignite and a heal, and then swap into a flash outside the lane phase, right? It's pretty ridiculous. There's also this thing called a freeze ray, which is another keystone that they're going to be putting into Season 8. The first attack on the champion is going to slow them, so it's kind of like having a frozen mallet built into a keystone, pretty much. Well, obviously only for the first one, but it's still pretty ridiculous. It can slow up to 50%, which actually can make a pretty big deal. But also, your active items create a zone around somebody, which is going to slow them for 5 seconds as well, and by 70%, which is pretty nuts. So, for example, like if we scroll down and look at this, I'll explain what's happening very quickly, but at the start of this, you're going to see that Temu attacks and he's going to slow, so he slows the Annie. Then he actually uses his Gunblade active on the other Annie. You see the one standing still. So that area around the Annie is basically just from the Gunblade active. So that's what the 2 things look like. Like, you get slow at the very start. It's kind of like having a Rylai's, I guess, but for your auto attacks at the very start. And then if you use an active item on somebody, like a Blade the Ruined King, for example, or a Gunblade or whatever, you're going to create this icy zone around somebody and really screw with their move speed. So for an AD carry, maybe they could take it. I mean, I doubt they're going to actually do that. Like, as an AD carry, there are a lot of other options that we're probably going to want to take instead. But having this and then having a slow field around is like the ultimate kite tool. I'm not really sure, but it seems like Riot is going overboard with these new keystones. Like, it's kind of cool, right? It keeps the game fresh. But I'm not a fan of this one, like, at all. Imagine having a Shaco, like, literally run in with, like, a exhaust and ignite, and then you, like, take smite later or something ridiculous. Like, I'm sure there are tons of cheese stuff that you can do with this that is just going to screw over AD carries. Like a Leona, right? For example, in the lane phase, taking exhaust and ignite, like just ramming that sword up my backside and then swap into flash later into the game when you probably need it. Or like having a support with ignite in the lane phase, which is really strong, get a few kills, and then swap to exhaust for later game team fights or something like that. I think like there are a lot of uses for it, but it seems like such a weird thing to have in the game that's like changing how we play League for the last 7 years. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments though. Thank you very much for watching the video. It's just a really quick one to see honestly what you guys think, because I'm gonna probably make some more videos about this in the future. But yeah, hope you guys have a awesome day, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.